Well, pack up your hunting gear, boys and girls. We're heading to the Midwest, the pinnacle of big buck hunting. I'm talking about a little place called Illinois. Well, me and Josh are heading to Illinois, leaving Cade here in charge so he can protect the women's folk. See you later. Mom will be home in a couple hours. You know, when it comes to giant things, Illinois is no stranger. I mean, Illinois grew the largest pumpkin in all of North America at just over 2,100 pounds. Nice going, Gene McMullen. We've been coming to Illinois for the last 2 years for one giant in particular. I'm not even talking about a big buck. I'm talking about my good friend Trey Teague.
That's a giant.
You talking about you?
Yeah.
You talking about Trey?
Deer's good too.
Deer's not bad, is it? Now, I'm not trying to say Trey Teague's a big guy, but when he walks through the woods, people take blurry photographs of him. You know, Trey has a long list of attributes from 10 years in the NFL, just a mountain of a man, got two hands like stalks of bananas, to also being able to do things like kill me with one punch. I mean, that big old sucker gets a hold of you, there's nothing you can do about it. It's like Rodney Carrington said, just hold your breath and hope you pass out. On top of that, he also runs a great operation at Illinois Backwoods Outfitters.
I'm Johnny Davis, and I'm awesome.
We also, in our travels to Backwoods Outfitters, got to meet an individual named Awesome Johnny. I don't think he needs any further introduction. His name pretty much says it all.
Let's go do this, man.
Now, one character that you're not going to be able to get around seeing this week is Mr. Tombo Martin of the Buck Commander. We get into trouble when we get together. You just see those two kids in class. The teacher always has to constantly separate. It's kind of me and Tombo whenever we get together. Mischief ensues.
Joining you live, ladies and gentlemen, from the woods here in Illinois, Backwoods Outfitters. Looks like it's going to be a good one today. We've got a front pushing through, and
So rolling into Trey and Johnny's place for the third year in a row, we're excited to be there, not only for the great deer hunting, but for the guys we're going to get to reconnect with. We're excited, man. The rut's about to kick off, and we're right smack dab in the middle of it.
all right, well, it's the first morning here at Backwoods Outfitters in Illinois with Trey Teague. We're sitting on a little antler king plot that's kind of, they call it the secret food plot. It's back here in the woods. I really, really like this spot. Shot a doe here last year, right here, right underneath the tree. There's some good bucks around, and the rut's just right around the corner. It's just a matter of a few days, and it could be happening, so it's a good time to be in Illinois. Last year we had a deer, read the script, a buck walked through just perfect, man. He just wasn't quite big enough. And I think I impressed Trey because I passed on him. He was a little young. I think we got here at like 2:30, 3 o'clock and got up at 4 or something, so we're in need of a nap, but you gotta be hunting this time. I mean, it's November in Illinois, so. But I'm excited to be bow hunting, man. It's that time of year. See what we can get done. I'm not picky, like 150, 160. 10 point with double drop time, something like that. Or 130-inch clean 8, either way.
So let's just start it off. First evening here. Drove about 9 hours yesterday. Met Johnny at his house in Jackson, then drove up this morning. So you can hear by the noise, it sounds like we're hunting on the interstate, but we're not. This is a county road. See, look, these are...
You fellas just can't poach here. You can't just hunt anywhere you want.
We got permission.
It's a private land. Yeah. We'll see about that.
Old Tombo Martin from the Buck Commander is hunting with us. Actually, he's not hunting with us, he's hunting a spot where he saw a freaking hammer a few years ago. And it's officially on now. I'm excited about this spot, I'm excited about this week, but this is the first evening here at Backwoods Outfitters. What more can you say? Illinois, about to be jumping off into the rut.
Well, that evening we were hunting over another Antler King food plot, and wouldn't you know it, just like always, a Kip Campbell special, clean 8, just under the minimum requirement of Trey Teague's place, walks right in like he read the script. And the sad news is we have an antler restriction on this farm, but this is a mature deer. I would have been perfectly happy with this deer. I'd have been doing cartwheels in those turnips.
All right, boys and girls, well, it's evening number 2. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. The weather, temperature dropped. So it's about to get, it could get right. We've broken or bent, I guess broken would be more appropriate, some rules here. We want to redeem ourselves by killing a giant, or at least a respectable one. They're all respectable to me, ladies and gentlemen. I like the way venison tastes, and I like the feeling of an arrow blowing through a deer's lungs. So buck fever and deer fever is just in my blood. I just like shooting deer. We're here, and there's rules about shooting a mature, big deer, so that's what we're going to attempt to do, unless I just can't stand it anymore.
This is a really good spot, especially during the rut. A lot of does key on this food plot, and we were just hoping for a big old buck to come cruising by and checking them out. Although these does are coming into bow range, and I am definitely not above shooting an old slickhead, and they're getting closer and closer. But of course, a young buck comes and chases all my does away.
Well, it's the 3rd morning here in Illinois. Had one buck come through it right at first light, little guy. But he walked right under the tree stand, right downwind, and circled around. And there's a deer right behind him. I'd tell you more about what's going on, but we got deer around us, so I better get to hunting. Had a little 7-point come in, a 1.5-year-old deer, and then a 2-year-old freak deer. I couldn't really tell how many points he had. I think he was like a 8-pointer with some kind of crazy double main beam. He's a young deer. I don't think he wanted any kind of part of a fight with a dominant buck. He's not a shooter, is he?
Well, after about the 5th or 6th deer that came by that morning, a group of lonely does came strolling through with nobody chasing them. Whoops.
Deer coming right here. 3 does. I'm gonna shoot that lead one. I'm gonna shoot that lead one. All right, ready? Here we go.
Bet.
I believe I got her. This is why you hunt right here, man. This is why you hunt. This is fun. Now, see, sometimes you just gotta shoot something, break a little ice, get your blood pumping, get her blood pumping. All right, me and Josh just got down. We're gonna go get this doe as quietly as possible. Broke ice here. I hope somebody else killed one today too. There's a ton of deer movement. Somebody had to shoot one today between Tombo and Britt and some other guys, but I think she's right there in that log pile. She crashed pretty hard into it. That's why I named the show what I did, because for a bow hunter, that right there is the biggest sign of success. It's your first indicator that it's been a good day. Look at all that blood. Look at all that blood. Hopefully we'll get on a giant Illinois buck tonight. We got the cooler full anyway, so we're gonna sneak out of here. How did I know she was from Illinois? Well, because her Adam's apple was as big as her hooves. She had the hooves like Andre the Giant's.
Hey, y'all buckle up your seatbelts, because there's somebody I forgot to tell you about that's in camp. It's Mr. Gutshot.
Digging taters, baby. AKA Gutshot.
Really, Gutshot's a man that needs no introduction. So without further ado, here's the best of Gutshot.
That's what she was doing.
I love it.
Digging taters. She's going, I seen her when she come over after you shot, she jumped. She got right there.
Digging
Right now, head just digging them taters.
We had a blast. This boy is wide open.
Shoot them big does. Shoot them over there.
Hey, Gutshot, my fan base loves you because my same.
I'm here, baby.
The doe patrol was in the house.
I'm in. I'm on it. Shoot them big nannies, because they'll blow you out every time.
They will. They blow at you. They got to go.
All right, they gotta go.
They blow to go.
Get them out of here.
When I shot my doe and she's face plowing out of frame, he taught us that was called digging taters, son.
Shoot one. Ready. 1, 2, 3, go. Action.
What's going on, boys?
They can't do it.
All right, got it. Shot.
I will. You just look at the camera.
I'm
Don't worry about me. I'm a
looking
professional,
good.
son.
I know you are. I ain't. Kip shot deer this afternoon. And let me tell you, this camera caught it all. He hit that button right before he shot that deer. It was digging taters. It went 50 yards. That's it.
That's it.
50 yards with this right here.
She gone. That's bigger than normal 1080 PhD. And my man right here,
Let me tell
he
y'all.
likes-
Now,
he
hold
likes-
on a minute. Let me tell y'all about this.
he likes the simplicity of it, is what he told me.
You hit this one button.
Yep.
You hit that one button right there, and it gets it. It gets all the footage right in front of your crosshairs where the deer's at.
One button you're recording.
One button.
How many buttons?
One button. He hit one button, and I'm telling you,
Caught it
that
all,
one
didn't
button caught it all. She was digging taters, boys. I'm talking about digging taters.
But then you only have to press how many buttons?
I mean, just one button hit, easy to assemble to your bow.
Well, just like I said,
I
man,
mean, all I done was hit the button and it's on. The one button thing, you just hit
all you
it.
gotta do is hit it and forget
It's
it.
on. Hit it and forget it. And when they walk out, they digging taters.
We'll be right back here next week digging taters with Gutshot and Kip.
Y'all have fun, boys. Hey, and remember,
Love you, mean it.
support your troops.
Amen.
Evening 4 comes around, and Trey and I have been talking about it, and we've been strategizing, and Johnny and everybody, and we thought that this place was just sort of a hub, man. We were right in the middle of an island of timber that sort of had some fingers kind of jutting off of it, and then there was some crop fields, some corn, and then a big antler king turnip plot, and right next to a huge creek.
It's the second to last evening here at Backwoods Outfitters in Illinois. We're sitting in a little finger of woods that separated cut cornfield from this turnip patch right here. And we've got the first 2 little yearlings just stepped out in the field. So we'll see what comes out of here. Stick around.
Immediately we started seeing deer on the far end of the field, and out steps a really good buck, but he's several hundred yards away. Just as I'm admiring this buck way across the field, I see a glint of white antler at the end of the food plot.
It's a big 10-point. He's a little broke up, but I wouldn't kick him out of the food plot.
This deer gets out of sight and sort of forget about him, and up on the ridge, I hear some deer movement. I pulled out the bone call and started grunting a little bit, and on a chain, just like it was meant to be, in the last minutes of light, that big old white rack 10-pointer comes right to our tree stand.
All right, here it comes, It's that big one.
There.
This buck runs off like a scalded cat, and he gets to the end of the food plot and he just kind of stands there. Now, I've shot does through the heart where they stood there for just a few minutes, didn't even know what hit them, and then just tipped over. So I'm just waiting for this buck to tip over. But instead of tipping over, he kind of just tiptoes into the brush.
He acted really weird when I shot him, but I don't know what happened exactly. But we got an arrow and a really good buck. It was so dark looking through my peep. I had to kind of come out of it one time and go back into my peep. I thought he was gonna fall over right there, and he just walked in the woods.
You watch a deer act like that, though, and it makes you question yourself. And anytime you're in doubt, you should back out. I mean, that's been said till it's cliche, but that is the truth, man. You can do a lot of bad things looking for a deer that you're just on the fence about whether he's 100% dead. If you bump him within the first 2 hours, he could be in the next county, get that adrenaline in him, and you never know. You might not find him.
We're back here where we pulled out last night. The deer ran 100 yards through the food plot, and what we're thinking is I shot him in the shoulder a little bit, and we're thinking it's either nicked his heart or single lung, but the blood is good and dark red. It's not like the thin, watery, bright red shoulder blood that you get from like a vascular hit. It looks good. We've got good blood for about 75 yards. We're just gonna scan this area.
Then I hear over to my right, I hear old Gutshot yelling.
Swimming taters, boys, up here.
Swimming taters.
Swimming taters, baby, swimming taters. I got his deer. Living legend.
I've never seen somebody more fired up when I shot the deer.
I'm going in with you. Look, that stars come out there, baby. Whoa! Yeah, baby. Super.
Congratulations.
Woo! What about that tracking job, baby?
Hey.
What about it?
Well, after a discouraging blow trail last night, man, turns out if we'd have walked another 20 yards, he's right there dead in the creek. Shot ended up hitting him right in the heart. That's a good deer though, man. Check him out. He's broke off. I know he's broke off, but he'd have had another time like that. He's got a brow missing. Already been fighting. They're tearing it up in Illinois right now. I mean, it's unbelievable. Tombo, he's in the stand right now. He's seen 2 shooters today, 2 more shooters chasing does. Backwoods Outfitters, good 10-pointer. I'm tickled to death. That's a heck of a buck, man.
Well, hey, just like every week, I got a bunch of people to thank. Had a ton of fun with Tombo Martin, Britt Thomas, Trey Teague, Awesome Johnny. Thank y'all so much. We will see you back at Backwoods Outfitters next year.